BT side. All armor for them. It's Fallen and Taco with Smoke and Molotov. So again, like Virtus.Pro and now SK are two teams with seeing different combos on, but will they even survive to use them where they want to use them? Oh my god, Stanislaw just got absolutely bodied, straight wrecked, ruined, embarrassed. Nitro moving back to the site. He's in the cannon position. Spots Fur. Can he find the headshots though? The smokes have been deployed. The Molotovs are still in play. Fallen's throwing one to force twist from his position. He is absolutely on fire. And now it's JDM and Elige remaining. Taco still with his Molotov. And it may not even be required at this point. Can save it for the next round as well as his armor. Because everybody's dead. Yanko.
Wow, you actually managed to not call me Dan in that situation. I am proud. I'm proud of you, James.
Thank you. I feel like I've done something good.
Finally.
So not quite the force buy from Liquid on this CT round. Although, sometimes you see the buy on round number 3, so look out for that later on. But for now, they've got a very light investment in some pistols, and they have deployed a flashbang, and they will wait for no one. Can Taco get his UMP out in time? It seems he can. 3 kills for him. Cold 0-0 as well, leaving Stanislaw alone with stolen UMP, which will not last very long. A brief round. Let's see what Liquid do now.
And you can see that Liquid did not go for the full force buy, didn't buy armor in that previous round. They obviously value utility much more in the first gun round. They want to be able to have those incendiaries, smokes, HE grenades to stop any potential rushes from SK Gaming. It will be interesting to see SK, presuming they're going to have another strong anti-eco round here. What do they do with their buy after that? Do they stay on the MAC-10s and UMPs, or will they upgrade? Obviously, they know that Liquid went for a double eco. They know that they will have the M4s, the utility, and it's going to be very difficult for them to even do damage with inferior weaponry. So in that situation, I would assume SK Phelps upgrading for buying an AK. No.
I reckon Phelps will go towards long A. I mean, he could get flashed into mid and go towards danger, or go to the drop zone with the MAC-10.
There's double op in play, James.
That's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. So whereas, okay, Phelps is deploying a grenade. That is what Phelps is doing right now. And this would be a good counter to the buy of Liquid, and you wonder if they have a read on it. It appears to be the start to a wall of smokes. I don't know, but there are many smokes around the map at the moment, so you wonder how far SK will go. Elise choosing to stand his ground. Just about getting a kill onto Taco there, but the trades will go in favor of the T's, and now it's wipeout on the B bomb site. Nitro around the doors, but Dusky wants to commit to this. He will be committed. Leaving Stanislaw alone. Does he head into the tower? Does he become the princess?
Well, it seems like one AK is all they need, James.
I always thought Zelda was Link. You know, in the Zelda games, right? Zelda's the name of the princess. Or
Never played Zelda.
Me neither. But I thought it was the dude in green with the flute. Has he got a flute? I think he's got a flute. Tweet me if Zelda has a flute. I mean, the guy in the Zelda game who's not called Zelda.
That's Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. Someone somewhere is massively tilted right now. Is he like an elf or something?
I think actually the most important player in that round was Phelps, because he managed to get a kill in the drop zone, take the M4, and then get an extra kill towards the end. And that was what basically alleviated all pressure from his teammates. Him single-handedly ascertaining drop control for his team with just a MAC-10, James. That's a hell of an achievement.
Stanislaw smoking off the A area to try and encourage, perhaps, players go towards B, where there are 4 high-explosive grenades lying in wait. But SK, they're on anti-eco. They'll be careful. They will have to presume there is some nonsense to be had on the SK side. And again, they start using the range to their advantage to avoid would-be grenaders, to avoid close quarters with pistols, to maximize the range of their rifles. And now there's no utility left. There are, however, CZs and the like. And again, you've got to be careful because Nitro could have been in a position to bait for his team towards drop, towards chicken coop. But it matters not. It's SK clearing out the B bomb site and finishing off the job on A. 5-0 SK.
I like the patience from Liquid to continue with the ecos and have faith in their buys, but they have 5 kills in 5 rounds. So you obviously take a look at SK's money. They're going to have buys for days. So now Liquid is in a position where they really need to start winning these gun rounds. And the first gun round they lost was just to a very basic, aggressive B execute.
Well, that's a good start for Fallen and Co. And how much can you do with that information? You know, he saw a number of people towards long A, but you can see the bomb sitting outside B at the moment. Obviously, Liquid don't know that. They've got JDM in, well, he had an angle to potentially look down B plateau, but he's moving closer to A. So it seems that for the time being, Liquid seem convinced that it could indeed be an A play.
You can't do anything simply because there's so much time left for SK. I mean, they could have all 5 players there, still more than enough time to go back to B and then back to A and then back to B again, James. But we see Liquid tries to go for some aggression, boosting Elige up the drop room. Fur is checking it, but he is not ready for it completely. And Elige manages to equalize the numbers, so it seems like SK was preparing to go for maybe an A split or a B fake, since the bomb is just outside A middle. It looks like they do want to get into that drop room.
35 seconds remain, and the bomb has moved from the B bomb site back towards A. So it seems the split through connector is on for SK. 2 players jumping into drop. But can they pull more players away? At the moment, the Nitro is alone towards the A site. Twist having a look and then choosing to move towards B. So it seems the CTs are sold on a B play for the time being, but they've made a mistake. They've made a grave mistake, and it's up to Nitro with 10 seconds to kill the planter as he approaches the bomb site. Nitro's got to do everything in this position, trying to obscure his position. The bomb's getting planted, and that is the round. Leaving the bomb plant to the last second, there's an error, and then it's immediately GG. Nitro with a great positioning, just hiding in the corner, and played SK at their own game.
Yes, that was a great individual play from Nitro, realizing the situation in the round, but you do wonder why SK wasn't more aggressive going up that A bomb site when the players dropped down into drop room. There was 30 seconds on the clock, more than enough time for them to make their way up A, but I think they were just a bit too careful in clearing angles that they did not left much time for themselves to work with. But still, they did a lot of damage, and you can see how Twist is forced to play with the UMP. So SK is still in a good position to force Liquid on an eco or a force buy if they win this round.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch when the clock is played down to the point where if you make a mistake, you do not leave yourself with time to correct said error, and then the round is lost. That's it. Your options have run out. The well's gone dry, the milk's gone bad.
The fruit has gone sour.
Yeah. Don't know what else there is.
Everything's gone tits up, James.
As the English would say. T's moving towards the B bomb site eventually. They have exhausted a fair amount of utility. There are some players which still have some Molotovs, but yes, indeed, there's a 2-man flank coming in from Stanislaw and Nitro, and they're playing SK at their own game in that regard.
And you know where all of that stems from, my dear friend James?
Where?
From SK doing a weak fake of trying to take mid. You could see, I'm not sure if it was Stanislaw or the other player towards A who was just like peeking through danger towards mid, and he did hear and see the grenades pop in, like the flashes, the smokes and everything, but he didn't see any of the players. So they knew it was just a fake, and that's what allowed them to push aggressively for that flank and completely shut down the execute. from SK. And that's actually a better call. To go for that double flank is way better than to send one player around to go back to the B bomb site and leave one player on A.
I think Nitro may have been trying to smoke the arch, but it still obscures an angle. Speaking of angles, Elige playing around the smoke on the site to try and hold things down here. Trying to use it as a brick wall, but Phelps on the high ground will have none of that. 4 versus 2. What's an answer from SK? You're going to flank us when we play slow in the previous round? Fine. We'll play fast and wreck everybody on the B bomb site. Stanislaw getting trapped under the lip. You can't be touching the wall. You have to be slightly further back in order to get boosted up there. Otherwise, you just hit the ridge or lip, if you will. And indeed, Stanislaw versus 4. What does he want to do? He's got $800 at the moment. So
Could
his
we see the
choices are
scoreboard,
limited.
please?
Yeah, there's no cash for the team.
I mean, they will have enough money for an AWP. Nitro can buy it and drop it to one of his teammates, but you know, so because of that, there is potential for a forced buy, but it is going to look very bleak. Stanislaw surviving, he can drop a FAMAS or 2 UMPs perhaps, and they can eke out a buy, but it's a very tough call to make.
But they could buy. They could have a full buy next round. And indeed, they're going to go for it this time.
And a big thing in that previous round was getting rid of Elige very early on in that execute. He usually does a great job of defending against those executes, playing around the broken wall position, but he died immediately.
Pop flashes will delay the trade frag for Twist, but his teammate decided to push and kill, and that might have been the wrong decision because they have been taken down. And it may have been because of the fights on B that they felt he felt he was a bit exposed. But either way, they're fully exposed now. JDM creeping in. Will he dare push through the smoke or even boost over it? Repeated Molotovs in a drop area will kill more time, and indeed, that's a nice boost. But there is a rotation in the nick of time from Phelps, but he goes straight back into the angle. And that's going to leave Cold Zero alone. 2 flashes in the AK. He could bounce them over the wood, but that would give his position away. So instead, he'll use the element of surprise in this 1 versus 1. Liquid still standing around. One of the 2 players with a kit. He'll wait for the sound cues as they move towards the site. He has quite a nice angle, and may stop looking for him at that point. And indeed, the off angle works perfectly for him. No one looking in his direction. And those are 2 easy kills to absolutely crush the economy of Liquid.
Very well played from Cold Zero in the 1v2. Yeah, I agree. I think Twist was feeling probably pressured from B platform, and he wanted, like Nitro also wanted to peek with him so he could get the trade kill, but he was just a little bit behind and was unable to be there immediately for the trade, and you can't really coordinate something like that with so little time. It was a high pressure situation. So very unfortunate for Liquid, because Twist did get 2 great kills with only a CZ and that pop flash. Well, no, SK is losing people.
Yeah, this is not going spectacularly for them, and it seems the gun retrieval service was attempted, but again, Fallen 1 step ahead. Almost always is. Oh, it's attempt number 2, but this time they have Taco to defend it, although he appears to be slowly rotating away. So indeed, 1 gun will be collected, but can the CTs rotate in time? They've got a MAC-10 and an AK-47 now. The buy comes regardless for the CT side in the next round. I think they've got to go for this.
And once again, SK is making a good read or a slight adjustment. They realize that Liquid is having a very difficult time of defending against their aggressive B executes, B splits, B pushes, however you like to call them, and they just keep throwing that at Liquid. And I think they're going to continue to do so until they lose a round to it. And that's why, I mean, Elige here for Liquid, but in those scenarios, that one player playing close up towards Broken Wall is the most important player. What I would expect Liquid to do now, I wouldn't be surprised to see if they go for that play where they immediately pop flash a player and he jumps over Broken Wall and tries to get an early pick. I think that's going to be their play in this round. And try to get a kill or 2 before SK lines up all the smokes, flashes for the actual execute.
Let's see what happens from Liquid. SK have not often gone, Well, I think it was just when they were punished for the slow play, they went for the fast play towards the B area. Lining up those smokes once again. There's JW going for a fast pick. But again, nobody's there early. Nobody's there early for, did I say JW?
Yeah.
Excuse me, JDM.
But I guess the James, he did exactly what I said, but SK was one step ahead. They adjusted, and they are going for a mid-rush, basically. After getting the entry kill, the site is completely free. Will Stanislaw be able to find something on the flank? Cold Zero, of course, is ready for it.
That's a bad miss. They have to realize that nobody, you know, they were completely unchallenged moving in towards A, so they must have missed the CT behind them. Speaking of behind, Taco taken down behind JDM, but Phelps is the new man to take up the role of stopping the rotation, but maybe overextending, bouncing into the drop zone, getting taken down. Or perhaps he was simply hunting, because now it's Elige, the last man to get hunted. Now, I don't know if his silencer would give his position away. From the player's perspective, it's really hard to tell, and it can be misleading, the model. But I'm sure Elige knows what's up. Cold Zero will soon find out, that's for sure. Oh dear. 9-2. Liquid around that 3,300 mark. And at this point, I think they've got, they're heading towards max loss bonus. Indeed, they are. So it's the buy between the buy. The buy between the buys, rather. Where you just get the bits and bobs. This is where you run into a charity shop, you've just kind of stormed the window display and taken what you can. And then this is what you end up with. Mag 7, MP9, and a few pistols and a CZ.
Shop, James.
Yeah, there's a military charity shop, right?
Military charity shop. Nice.
When I was in Estonia, there was a military memorabilia store which had, I think they had like an MG34 in there, and they had matchboxes of Hitler on, and like loads of old people in there. I was like, no, I'm not going in there. 3-on-3 though, and Liquid have a chance to steal around. The MP9 coming in for Elige to put his team in a reasonable spot. Two of them are tagged, but they have the numbers advantage. Can they set up for a crossfire? Maybe it's not needed. Fallen, last man standing. He's discarded his AWP and picked up an AK as well. He needs to be more dynamic, but again, too many angles, too many man. Third round on the board for Liquid.
That was a steal.
Yeah, that was very much a steal, yeah.
A couple of great shots from Liquid, and just SK being a bit too brave, a bit too aggressive in that round, giving Liquid a lot of 1v1 fights. Great job from Liquid to punish them for it, and now they're back on a full buy. Stanislaw decides to go for a Mag 7. You can see SK going back to that B push that proved to be very fruitful for them. But JDM with a strong position in Chicken Cool. Let's see if they throw some utility his way to negate that position.
Molotov on the tree, always nice to see. JDM in a lovely spot where it's going to be really hard to flash him. He's got support from Elige as well, so he can pick his repicks quite wisely. As I say that, of course, he dies. First boosted onto the tree, spots a player around the, well, behind the boulder position, but Twist is there to trade. Advantages for Liquid soon disappear as Nitro gets picked off around boulder. And Cold Zero just holding down any CTs, trying to push this drop zone position, but he's not expecting a second player. The Mag 7 carefully shot there by Stanislaw. Maybe that flashbang will allow him to move forward and get a better weapon. Doesn't realize though that Phelps move forward as well. And SK move to double figures.
It's just unreal how SK always somehow, even if they lose an initial player in this BX, they still somehow get those kills and gain ground and, you know, end up winning the round. Eventually, it seems like teams are still, or at least Liquid in this situation, 2 times now, they get caught off guard a little bit by getting boosted up on tree.
Oh, so close. Nitro just standing there wondering what could have been when the bullets ran out of steam. 2 AWPs onto Liquid, or what remains of them. Fast frags coming in for both sides in this round. Will he do it? Oh, the timing. It's a USP, but Phelps is still not repeaking. He's still not repeaking. He's only got 36 HP, but Taco was there to do the job, so he did not need to take that risk. For on site with the Mac 10, taking down the second last player. This looks like a very, very rough CT half for Team Liquid. all of 3 rounds on the board from 13 at the moment, soon to be 14. JDM seems committed. He may feel like he doesn't really have choice at the moment with how. Oh, okay. Well, there it is, and there's one more. Does he know where Taco is though? I don't think he has any idea. He doesn't have a kit. He doesn't have any armor either. JDM. Taco shows some leg and then takes him down. While JDM is looking elsewhere. There's only so much you could expect from JDM in that position, and I think he exceeded even that.
What the hell was that, James?
That's a nice shot.
How did he hit that? How did he find that?
I've done that before.
You have not done that.
I've got a video somewhere. I had a 1v3 in Mirage, and I was at Toll Booth, and I shot 2 people like that of the 3. And then I got excited, and then I hunted the last guy and died. I'll show you the video. I think it's on my YouTube. Yeah.
What is your YouTube, James?
James Bardolph CS. I have 3 YouTube accounts, if not 4.
Nice.
Well then, Elige is, oh my god, he could absolutely crush this round. He's done colossal damage, all things considered. Coldzera with 7 HP, counter flashes coming in. The push completely shut down by the Liquid side. They really need a 4th round here. They need a fighting chance. They seem good with the pistols in this match so far. And I don't mean that ironically in this round. I mean the pistol rounds, but the pistols will prevail in this round as well. 4 to the 11 of SK. SK winning the pistol on this occasion. But can they win the pistol in the second half and shut this down?
2 out of the 4 rounds that Liquid won in the first half were actually pistol force buy. I mean, one was a force buy, the other one was like a half buy.
Oh, yes, I remember. I do recall. All to play for if Liquid can win this pistol. Stanislaw, flash, flash, smoke. Or smoke, flash, flash. Or flash, smoke, flash. Whatever takes your fancy. Tweet me what you prefer. I don't really care, though. The T's moving up the long A area. Taco he's wondering what's going on towards B plateau, but not getting too aggressive. As I say that, he's starting to flank them, so Liquid need to move fast. Starting to get closer to the A site, but again, the range of these USPs will be a problem. So trying to reposition, maybe trying to flank around the wood. It's not going to work out for him. Headshots being exchanged down to the 3-on-3. It is absolute carnage. How do you even commentate this? People are being shot, people are dying.
Poor observer Connor just missed every single kill.
And now Stanislaw has an opportunity to collect the bomb and plant it.
Just hear people like clack, 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 dying around him.
You commonly see that in NA as well, but I'll come to that later. We'll see if Taco can finish things off. He can. Like, you start a round and 4 people die in 1 second. Like, it happens a lot of the time. What is he looking for? Maybe just checking if there's anything interesting to pick up to collect, but no, there isn't. SK with triple the score now of Liquid. Is there a way back?
And you can see the second variation of Liquid's T pistol round. Yesterday, they did the same thing. Straight away, they took control of mid and A halls, drew a rotation from B, and then they went back to B. And then the round there. This time around, they wanted to go A, but it does not work out for them. Unfortunately, Taco with the 1v1 clutch. You can see Liquid again perfectly willing to eco.
MP9 is the one today. Not sure I've seen this many MP9 kills without fair playing cash.
Yeah, it's very dangerous to, like, I mean, I don't want to say go on a single eco, but to do double ecos against SK is very dangerous simply because they are one of those teams you can count on them having at least 4 SMGs after they win pistol, and probably 5. The only reason Taco went for an M4 was because he got a bunch of kills and a defuse, so he had like 4,500, and he could afford an M4, head armor, and most of the nades, right? Because they will gather up so much bank, it's going to be very, very difficult to break it and actually force them on an eco and get perhaps a free round for yourself. Hello.
Hello there.
I'm out. I'm out.
I love those moments.
Screw that.
Fulham's like, nope, nope.
Back to the site we go.
For joining for support. Just 2 players, however. See what he chooses to do. Not spectacular range with the MP9, I think it's fair to say. Still got to go for it, though, as he rotates towards the connector position. Fallen with wiser positioning, playing close around the smoke. Only good for the 1 frag. Stanislaw can raise the alarm. That 1 player has rotated through to the balcony area.
The drop-off, James. The drop-off.
The drop-off, indeed.
It's
maybe
significant.
Making a difference now. The T's retaining a man advantage as the bomb moves past the cannons to the site for a covered plant. A sheltered plant, if you will. Taco and Phelps remain 1 versus 2 for Taco. I don't know if he's got sound cues for the player towards A long. He gives me the indication that he might do. See him looking for it, but that flank has come all the way around the back. It's a long way home for Liquid. 8 rounds behind at the moment. Taking it 1 round at a time. Isn't that right, Yanko? 1 round at a time.
Yes, James, that is the thought process behind the comeback. You need to have a healthy mindset. But something that helps a lot is making like a great individual play. You know, someone getting like a crazy 4K or a 1v3 or, you know, a couple of 6 shots with the AWP. That gets the whole team pumped. And that's when actually you start like getting hyped and you feel like you've gotten some momentum and you start believing in the comeback. Sure, it can happen even without that. You just need to be very, very strong mentally. You actually need to believe in that round by round mentality because, you know, a lot of teams will say, yeah, we never gave up, we tried our best, but once you're down like 14-4 or 14-6 perhaps, you know, you feel like the game is over until you get to 14-10 perhaps, and you feel like, oh, this is possible, and like at 14-12, you feel like, okay, we can do this. We're doing this. It's happening.
It's not happening for SK in this round. Not a full buy anyway. You never know, though, what will come of any round. We have seen pure USP rounds bought against, won against full buys. I wonder if we've seen everything at this point.
Pistols are a treacherous mistress, James. Sometimes they deliver and you win a round out of nowhere, and sometimes you fail completely and you get wrecked.
That reminds me of a sign I saw. Because you said treacherous mistress, a sign I saw in a Saatchi gallery. Do not let a flattering woman coax and wheedle you and deceive you. She is after your barn.
That sounds a little bit like a Prince Philip quote.
I've never owned a barn, it must be said. I wouldn't want to have to maintain horses. Big or small. T's moving in, and these pistols are doing damage. Finally, we see the 2K from a CZ. It will be Cole's CZ to do the dirty work. And again, Liquid taking it slow to limit these players, but I was going to say the CTs are buying time for the flank to come in, but Cold Zero is just killing almost everyone. Pistols prevail again.
So what is it you were saying, James, about SK? Things not going for them in this round?
Well, I said they didn't
Eat your words, James.
No, I said
Eat them, James, right
they
now.
didn't have a buy, and they didn't. I just chose beautiful language with which to describe this, Yanko, which clearly went over your head. 14-6. See, look, you confused me now. 14-6, and the UMPs are coming out for the Liquid team. They have a buy despite the shortcomings, the hardship of the previous round. Moving into the drop, easily avoided. Oh man, Cold Zero. He is a problem, isn't he? You thought Kiyashima was a problem. Have a look at Cold Zero. Phelps in a position, I want to say Elige was holding on his CT side, but we will not see this engagement anytime soon as there is a smoke in the drop. Round the back, Phelps will be picked off. Fallen can't get into position in time, and it's Elige's turn to bring this back in favor of Liquid. Fur, last man standing versus 3. T's short of money. Every contribution helps here from Fur. See him positioning all the pre-fire spots. Learn these well, playing free-for-all deathmatch on Dust 2. And he showed us a good example of that on the B-bomb site. So in this hour between 5 and 6, if you do want to come down and go to Esports Arena and watch some of these teams play live, you can do that at the link below. Tickets are $1 in the next 60 minutes. So get your dollars out and buy yourself some tickets. You could appear really generous if you buy your friends tickets and don't tell them how much it was and say, guys, I bought 8 tickets. Let's go to LAN. Liquid with half the score of SK, but they are much better equipped. Almost with double the money being carried at the moment, as you can see at the top of the screen. Not everybody remembers that. I think it actually says something in the bar. Equipment value. I never noticed that before. But there we go. Learn something new about Counter-Strike every day. Or you play matchmaking. Oh, when you go to the website, you have to use the code Esports Arena. I did forget, apologies. That's how you get your discount on. That's how you can appear really rich and generous to your friends. What's not generous, though, is Liquid's abuse of SK on the B-bomb site. It's down to 3-on-3, however, and 2 of the 3 players are miles away, not just in range from Mag 7, but in physical location as well. So it looks good for Liquid at the moment. But then you could say it looks good when they were facing pistols. And look what happened there. Let's see what Fallen and Fur choose to do. They want to abuse the close range advantages of these weapons, perhaps to collect something along with money for a future round. So they may be standing around for a while. Phelps leading the charge of 21 kills on the server at the moment. JDM up there with 17. Go on, my son. Ouch. Twist is going to die to the bomb, isn't he? He's got to run for it, at least covering his back. That's awkward, but 2 of 3 survive. They'll take that. Fallen scavenging for an upgrade, but nothing can be found. But they've got another round with which to do damage.
Damage.
A 7-14 lead can quickly disappear with a few lost spy rounds. All of a sudden, Team Liquid have 11, and you're wondering how it got so close. The first Liquid, their next challenge is to avoid some Mag 7s. Fast play from JDM. I like the anticipatory continuation spray, which I think Coles ran straight into. That is good awareness from New Yorker. Fallen flying through, but not really checking the corner. That leaves Phelps with a smoke grenade and a USP. In this scenario, Yanko, are you ever saving your smoke grenade?
No. You're trying to get an exit kill and steal away a gun.
Phelps showing the occasional frustrations of the Mag 7. You're up close, but you miss.
The Taco AWP back in play. He's going to go towards B platform with it. It's something we are seeing more and more from SK, so that Cold Zero doesn't have to switch his position in order to pick up the AWP. Taco is the one doing it, and Cold Zero can stay in the drop room.
Delayed shot from Taco. Waiting for somebody to peek, but the timing was not in his favor. And now SK Liquid know that there is an AWP in play on the B bomb site for SK. Some information gained for playing close to the Mag 7 again, and he's got control of the bomb. Of course, the grenades will start to emerge. Fallen had the danger zone covered, but he's repositioning, expecting a fast play from Liquid to try and retake control of this round. Fallen taken down. CT's rotating around the door, but how do they get close to this bomb? Cold stopping the flank from Nitro. And this is a very nasty spot for Liquid. First got himself an AWP now. Gone from long range, short range to long range. Goes for the snap, but he'll miss the shot. It's a 4-on-2. He's got support coming, putting the grenade out. And that might do more damage, but he'll finish off with the AWP. So those Mag 7s putting SK in a position to win. Liquid, they can still buy a Twist with just shy of $9,000.
Oh, triple op city side, James. How are they gonna make this work?
They'll find a way, that Yanko.
God damn it.
You're sitting in the wrong seat. Dan sits on the left, you're sitting on the left. That's why I keep calling you Dan.
That's your excuse, James. Really.
I thought
That's a bad excuse.
I thought I was thinking well on my feet to come up with that excuse. SK expecting a difficult but fast play into B bomb site, put essentially 4 people there and fallen on his own. I feel like Elige should have died for that one. 2 shots missed by Fallen. Liquid taking it slow, maybe in case somebody is long A and they want to catch them rotating, or maybe they're just waiting for this smoke to go. What do you say about that one? JDM probably looking towards the door, not expecting that angle. Again, SK keeping Liquid surprised on the back foot with the man advantage, the Brazilians, as they come in for a retake, including a flank from Fallen with the AWP through the smoke, not quite going to work out. So that's one of the 3 orbs down. There goes another one. Taco and Phelps to try and keep control of things here. Taco has no angles, no favorable angles in this situation. Phelps has made his way to the APC. I don't know if he's detected, but neither is Twist underneath the balcony, and that's pretty much around at this point. $400 in the bank for Taco. He needs to hold on to what he has. Team Liquid to make it to 10 rounds. Can we see the scoreboard, see what the money's like? The money's not great for either side, so Liquid have to think about how much they want to hunt this 1 AWP on Taco. One of the 2 players is flanking, and he could catch Taco off guard if Taco moves up the stairs. You can see Twist's position closing in on Taco's current one, but not really committing to it either. So they'll have their own bits and bobs to save. Liquid need 5 from 5. The SK economy has been reset. Mag 7 triple UMP for the CT side. And again, they're dangerous enough with pistols on this map. Let's see what they can do with this purchase. Does he double scope? Oh dear.
That was not very smart, was it, James?
You could say it was a mistake. It's another one gone. Twist can't try and capitalize on that pick and catch the other CT out of position because he's got 9 HP. But it's a 5 versus 3. That is a kill. He does not need to get right now. His team can approach it later somewhere else. The advantages are enough. Smoking fur out from the danger position. They will start to move towards A. The rotation is coming in, but again, it is a weakened SK Gaming side. Furtho has got the close corners. You don't really want to turn around like that. And in fact, Taco becomes the bait. Sorry, Fur becomes the bait for the crossfire. And surely not like this. SK taking all the Liquid players, turning them into cosmic energy, including Nitro. And that's going to be that 16-10. Liquid will take the match. SK will take the match over Liquid, rather.
Fire. I feel like they should have sent 1 player danger towards A holes. That way it would at least draw the attention from Fur, and that will allow them to gain more ground towards A through mid, but they felt it was best to stick together and try and brute force their way in. It did not work out, and they were on the way to make that comeback, but it was just not quite enough from Team Liquid.
Well then, another victory in the bag for SK Gaming. Time of things. Sorry, I muted myself. I do apologize. Another victory in the bag for SK Gaming. Having a good time of things for the most part. So that's going to be SK and Liquid out of the way. And we're going to be heading towards Renegade versus Ghost. They're going to be playing on Mirage and Train. Ghost are a team who have